What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Say what's up to all the limelights out there. How you guys doing? Who's pumped for the new album coming out this Friday? I'm pumped to hear Why Don't We's new album, The Good Times and the Bad Ones. Looking like it's going to be cool. A lot of the singles that they've released have been pretty sick, so very different feel to them. You know, a bit more rock, a bit more like just modern grunge rock pop kind of sound, more as opposed to the bubblegum pop they had before, which was still killer. But it's cool to see the band transitioning as they're getting older. That being said, I ordered 8 CDs and I'm going to be giving them away here on the channel. 3 of them are the alternate copies. 4 of them are signed by the whole band, and 1 of them is signed by Daniel. So make sure you send me a text so you can stay up to date on how I'm giving those away. But I'm definitely going to be giving those away, and I'm really pumped too. Part of me is like, oh man, maybe I should have ordered an extra so I could have kept one, but it's all good. I'm gonna give them all away. You guys deserve them. You guys have been so supportive, so I want to give them to you guys. That being said, if you are not subscribed yet, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, help this channel grow. Today we're gonna be doing the Fallin Adrenaline official lyrics and meaning here on Verified Genius. I love watching these things. I think it is very interesting, a very cool take, and I figured as a songwriter I'm able to portray my take on it and see what you guys think, and just kind of comment as a songwriter. You know, you guys know that I'm a musician. I write my own songs, I record my own songs, and I find it very interesting to see just see how other songwriters write and how other songwriters do their rhyme schemes, how other songwriters, you know, create metaphors and pictures and, you know, stuff like that. So let's see what we got.
When you get into a relationship, you're jumping off a cliff, right? Like, you don't know how it's going to go. Maybe we'll just keep falling is basically saying, like, hopefully this just keeps going and we never, you know, hit that.
It's almost this, like,
ground.
sort of, like, way of thinking of, like wishful thinking, like, you know.
That's interesting. I actually totally did not take it that way, and that's the interesting thing about lyrics. I thought we'll just keep falling as in a bad thing. That's really interesting.
We'll jump and maybe we'll just keep falling, and you know it's inevitable that you know you'll definitely hit something, whether that's water or lava or whatever it is,
or just spikes
everywhere. Like the worst spikes.
That's really interesting. Oh, that's cool that they also did Verified at home, because you could tell that obviously that a lot of these were filmed at home because they didn't have their whole green screen set up with the yellow background, distinct genius yellow background. Very interesting though. I actually portrayed this when I've heard the song 1,000 times, you know, like, but I always thought that it was like, we'll just keep falling, like almost making mistakes based on the way that they sing the words. So that's why production, I think, complements songwriting. Like, it has a very dirty, you know, grungy, you know, hard rocky kind of sound to it. And I actually thought that it wasn't like a, hey, maybe we'll keep falling in love. I thought it was, hey, maybe we'll keep falling and making the same mistakes. That's really interesting to see a different perspective of it. And that's also why songwriting is so interesting, because one song can mean something different to another person. And that's the beauty of it. It can mean something to me, something to you, and something to your friend, and all of us might have different meanings behind it.
Well, pretty much instantly when we got to the studio, Daniel was already like, he had his laptop.
I want to know, like, are they dancing to like nothing back there and they have to fit it to the song?
Out, and he was producing out the beat, and the drums sounded pretty similar to like in the same pocket as the Black Skinhead drums.
And then Jason was the guy. He's our mixer, and he.
I've always wondered that. See, okay, I've always wondered whether or not they mix their own stuff, because mixing is a completely different thing than recording and producing and writing. So mixing is when you send your tracks, and I've always wondered if they did that, if they were involved in that, or if they just sent it out to somebody to mix. So what mixing is you, like, usually like the professional studio mixing is like they have that huge, you've seen in the studios, the huge soundboard, all the different faders, and what they're doing is they take, okay, Daniel records everything, you know, he tracks everything, he tracks everybody's vocals, tracks all the drums, tracks all of the guitars. From that, then he sends what's called the stem files, which are all the individual tracks: guitar A, guitar B, guitar C, Daniel vocal 1, Daniel vocal 2, you know, Corbin harmony, Jonah lower harmony, like all those different things. Then he sends them to a mixer, and that so typically they have a demo of what they want it to sound like. Send it to a mixer. The mixer then takes it and says, okay, you know what? Let's put Jonah's harmony in the left ear here. Let's put Corbin's harmony in the right ear here. Let's put Zach in the center, but kind of lower, you know, like, and then let's put the guitar here. Let's add a little echo here. Let's make it, you know, -4 dB. Let's pan it 23 degrees to the left. Like, that's what a mixer does. And I've always wondered who does that and how involved they are in it.
It was like
skinhead drums.
And then
Sorry, that was a rant, but I've always been curious about who does that because it's really well mixed, and I was gonna be surprised if they mixed it all themselves.
Jason was the guy.
'Cause it sounds so crazy good.
He's our mixer, and he was like, "That sounds just like Black Skinheads," because I was just playing the drum loop over and over, and we played it, and we're like, "Oh, can we throw that in? Like, is that a thing?" And that was probably that process.
But we never thought he would actually clear it.
It was like a very in our perfect world, we would actually be able to use this sample.
Yeah.
And then our label and Jason reached out to their camp, and Kanye actually cleared it, and we're like, damn.
Which was sick.
All right.
See, that's wild because. So I guess that was an actual sample. We'll let this ad go out so we can cancel that. But I guess, and we'll talk about while that ad is running because we have to watch an ad. I should probably pay for the studio, like the full version of YouTube, but whatever. The point being is, I did not realize that it was an actual sample from them. I thought that it was just a like he was playing it and it just happened to sound like it. And so even if you see this all the time with like music litigation, even if they didn't sample a song and it sounds similar to the song, like Ed Sheeran was sued. What's it called? Mark Moranos and who was it? Pharrell, I think it was. Was it Pharrell and Mark Moranos or whoever that was that had that big song that was sued? Whatever the case is, like they didn't sample the song, but it was a similar melody, similar chord progression, and people like, you know what, like that's close enough. We're gonna sue, unless you get the clearing and the rights to use it. So I didn't. So I thought that's what they did. They were like, hey, this sounds like it. We have to get it cleared by Kanye, and then we'll take it from there. I did not realize that they actually sampled the song. They actually said, okay, we're gonna take Kanye's song, which I'm glad that he cleared it because he samples songs left and right. That's what rap music is. You always sample songs. So it'd be kind of hypocritical, I feel like, for rappers to be like, no, you can't use my song. I took, whatever, it's Jesus Walks from so-and-so and I sampled that, but you can't use my song. I just find that very interesting. But I'm glad that he did.
Moment, not even thinking twice. Everything's frozen. Nothing but you and I can't stop my heart from beating. Why do I love this feeling? It goes from, talking about the moment being absolutely frozen and you're with this girl and you see her, but your heart keeps beating.
That's so interesting, man. I now, like, with that in mind, I'm able to see how this could be portrayed a little bit more like romantic. And I was totally lost on me. That's wild.
Which is just kind of an interesting juxtaposition. Make me a promise. And tell me you'll stay with me if I'm being honest. I don't know where this leads, but that's the only question. Baby, don't keep me guessing.
It's kind of playing off like the antsiness of like, do I do this? Like, if I'm gonna do this,
right.
If we're gonna do this, let's make a promise and
right.
let's
But
actually
it's almost like getting
a
little bit more fragile right away. Like, make me a promise, tell me you'll stay with me.
Yeah.
It's almost like I need this. I don't know where this leads, so you're being.
See, that's kind of what I was seeing, like this fragile, like breaking kind of point.
You're just being very straightforward. Like, who knows with the life that we live. I don't know. This is a very honest track. Like, it's actually coming from a place of.
Look at Jack. He looks like he's in some sort of mood over here. Like, look at him just like flopping his hands.
That we live. I don't know. This is a very.
If you rewind it, he's like.
You'll stay with me.
Yeah.
It's almost like
totally like not into it.
Like, I need this. I don't know where this leads. So you're just being very straightforward. Like, who knows with the life that we live. I don't know. This is a very honest track. Like, it's actually coming from a place of.
Yeah, that line kind of builds into to the hook where it's like.
Here they are having a very serious conversation over here, and then Jack's just like, putzing around like, I want to get out of here.
Maybe we'll just keep falling.
I bet that they probably did a lot of press though. That's why they probably had this is probably their sixth one that they probably filmed of like an interview, of a home interview. That they had to get all dressed up for, and they're sitting in their home. So it's a lot of work, man. I'm sure you guys saw that from the 30 Days with Why Don't We, like how much stinking work they put in.
And, I'm not scared to jump if you want to. It's all those like maybes.
Ooh, you are my
This is well filmed. Look at how perfectly it's framed over him.
muse.
I think Corbin came with the "You Are My Muse" line because he's a big Muse fan. and he actually was like, it sounds like a Muse song.
Yeah,
And-
that was
and we were
very
like-
Muse.
I agree with that. It definitely has tones of music in it.
Musy.
We were like, oh shit, we need to put that in the song.
Ooh,
That's
you
fire.
are my Muse.
And in my voice memo, I had ooh, da, 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 da. So it literally like fit like a damn
Yeah.
glove. We were like, wow. I feel so reckless. Oh, you're making me give it. Lyrically and melodically and productionally and everything, the pre really opens up on that first time through, and it's just this like floaty.
I can feel
Floaty what? It's like they cut him off right
the
there.
rush of adrenaline. I'm not scared to jump if you want to.
Man, there's so many things you can do for
So many
adrenaline.
We're adrenaline junkies. I would.
That's so. I'm actually blown away. I did not realize that's what this song was about, and I feel kind of dumb. And I hope you guys don't hate on that. I just totally thought it was more like this, like, you know, we're falling apart kind of thing, and we'll keep falling apart, and we're a mess. That's totally what I was getting from it, and it's wild that I missed that.
Say.
And I've heard the song a dozen times. Like, I've done the all the different versions of it. Just, I guess the melody and the way that they sing it, it just gives off that vibe to it.
Performing for
Yeah, I was
thousands of
about to
people.
say. Yeah,
Yeah.
going up on stage, adrenaline, man.
That's where I feel it the most, honestly.
Yeah,
That's pretty unreal. Playing like an arena will get you just floating.
Yeah, you feel like you can do whatever you want.
We just went cliff
that's-
jumping
that's-
too.
Yeah,
part of the
jumping.
See, that's interesting because that's why a lot of artists struggle with drugs, is because drugs and alcoholism is because you come off this insane high of playing this show, and then you have to come down from that, and it's hard to come down from that. They're like, I feel amazing. I want to keep that feeling going. So they keep it going in malicious, unknowingly malicious ways. You know, they keep the high with drugs, they keep the high with alcohol, or you know, it's 2:00 in the morning and they wired because they just played a 3-hour show and like they can't fall asleep, and they have to be up for a radio interview at 4:00 in the morning. So like, that's why the cycle can kind of get messed up for musicians. And I'm not saying for them. I'm just saying that's why a lot of musicians, they explain it perfectly. The adrenaline rush that you get when you play live. How do you come down from that?
Kind of literally, I'm not scared to jump if you want to. Like, we were all.
Yeah.
I want to
all
go
went to-
skydiving soon.
Yes.
You gotta do that.
Now adrenaline, skydiving. Oh my
Oh,
god.
get
Yes,
Corbin
sir.
behind
Yeah.
a wheel, he'll go crazy.
Oh yeah, I take my car to the racetrack.
Oh yeah, even racing.
That's
Yeah.
pretty fun.
That's some big adrenaline.
Yeah.
Let's just fall in love for the hell of it. Maybe we'll just keep falling. I can't feel the rush of adrenaline. I'm not
It's
scared
crazy, man. It sounds just like the original version. Like the vocals are wild.
to jump, cause I want you. Let's just fall in love for the hell of it. Maybe we'll just keep falling.
I mean, there is something special about the word fallen because of all the different connotations you can bring with it. You know, falling can be terrifying. Falling can be fun if you're, I don't know, skydiving. You know, fall, like it can mean so many different things. And so for that to be the main gist of what the song is about is perfect because it leaves everyone up to interpret it kind of how they want to. You know,
As you see, I did.
for us, I think it was more so the
Yo,
idea.
Jack is like, let me get out of here, man.
Of like hopefully we'll stay in this free fall of like good times, you know.
When I'm around you, I feel it in my veins. Something about you that's making me go insane.
It's definitely a feeling of like a rush throughout your whole body, and so, you know, kind of diving into that aspect a little deeper, the whole like I feel it in my veins, like it's just this powerful force. Like for some reason you make me feel so crazy in my whole body, and it's making me go insane. Like I've never felt this way about someone before. Like this is such an intense kind of feeling.
We have a storm to weather, my little sweet surrender.
It's a saying that kind of means like, you know, we've got to, it's like, what, we got to make our way through.
We got some
like,
things
we've
to
got
do.
some things to kind of decide on.
Mhm.
And, you know, in this case, I think it's like a perfect storm in the sense that like you've got all these great feelings about this person, but there's, you know, the
You gotta make
contrast of
that
where you're
decision.
like, do I commit? Do I not?
You gotta
Right.
jump.
And then the my little sweet surrender line is kind of just saying like, you know, for some reason like I'm willing or I feel like I'm willing to give in for you, like you're my sweet surrender.
Oh, that's interesting. How the sweet surrender, like, just, it could mean a bunch of different things, but for them it means like, you're my sweet surrender, I want to surrender to you. That's interesting.
Ooh, you are my muse. I feel so reckless.
We're
Dude, you hear the vibrato in the voices? It's crazy.
adrenaline junkies, you know. We just like we.
See, if somebody, this actually is very interesting. If you wanted to get acapellas to the voices, a lot of people could go to Genius's interviews, and it'd be a ton of work. But to splice together all these different sections, you could do it and make an acapella from it.
We like to have fun.
Or if you want to sample just a single part, like if you want to sample Jack's part right there, and put it in your, like, manipulate it and put it in your song, or have to get it cleared if you want to actually keep the sample. That's an interesting idea.
I feel like we try to push to care a little less sometimes and just have some fun. So that's what that's, I guess, tying into.
Oh, you're making me give it.
The Queen harmonies right there, serious. But that was well done, actually. That was pretty
Tying
impressive.
into.
Oh, you're making me give it.
Big tribute to Queen there. I was listening to Bohemian Rhapsody and was like, dude, their harmonies, it's gonna be sick too, because live
Look at Jack doing the bunny ears over here.
we're gonna be able to do that because we're an actual band, you know. Personally, for me, I guess commitment is honestly more terrifying than anything for me. Like, committing to someone is something I've always just been like, I don't know about that. But
Yeah.
but I mean, it
That's real.
takes a lot, you know. Like, it takes a lot for me to commit. I guess, when you find that person, I'm sure anyone can relate. When
It's funny, every time that Jack coughs, I'm like, yo, COVID? Like, yo, why you coughing? Like, chill.
you find that person, they make you give in.
It's funny how it's influenced us all so much. Or like, what I remember when I was doing their first song. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember. I apologize. I've done so many of these videos, and I'm working on all the names of the stuff. But I was reacting to a music video of theirs, and it was when they were in a big crowd of people. And I was like, yo, that's not COVID friendly. And then you just forget, oh, wait, well, that's because it was filmed 5 years ago. Obviously, like, COVID wasn't even a thought yet.
And, they're that person that whatever it is about them, you suddenly can be yourself around them. And that's hard to find.
Oh, baby, I can feel the
Wow, nice
rush
harmonies.
of adrenaline. I'm not scared to jump. If you want to, let's just fall in love for the hell of it. Baby, we'll just keep falling.
I think the hook is like pretty well spoken in the sense that, like, it really summarizes that feeling of, like, falling in love and, like, maybe being a little bit unsure about it, but just sending it anyway. And man, it's so catchy. It's just so chanty too. Like,
Yeah, it is
I feel
definitely.
like it makes you feel.
But I didn't realize, man, it's so funny how perspective changes, like, with time when you hear things. Like, I totally thought it was maybe we'll just keep falling, like, in a bad way, and I did not realize it was keep falling in love, keep falling together, keep falling. That's so funny.
Like, you just have all the power in the world when you listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good workout track.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get pumped up.
Well, it's funny. I hear this song all the time in the gym. This song comes on all the time in whatever playlist, like whatever radio they have going on in my gym, all the
You're
time.
trying to get some gains, put that on, and you'll get huge right away.
Very cool. Very cool to always see. I mean, we got a minute left. I guess we got some BTS at the end.
That we wrote and produced ourselves, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
this whole interview has been blowing my mind, because it's like, dude, a year ago we did a Genius and talked about, like, yo, one day we need to write a damn song that we can fully talk about,
Right.
and we're doing it right now. So crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's
Follow
been
your dreams.
It's been a long haul, and it feels so good to be able to, just talk honestly. This is all real stuff that
and
we've
I'd
been
be
through.
I'd be so down to do like a Genius for every single song on the album. Like, that's
Oh,
Yeah, we
do
should.
that.
We
We should do
should.
an album Genius.
So what's interesting is actually, if you look at the other Genius interviews that they've had, they're all 3 minutes and 40 seconds long. This one was like almost 9 minutes long. So it's cool to see how they were talking a lot more at the at the end of their stuff. Like, they had more to talk about because it's actually their own song. Very cool. Like I said, giving away the new album, so make sure you text me. You can see what's up. That's probably how I'm going to give it away, but if you don't have a phone, maybe we can work something else out. But definitely make sure you text me. Maybe I'll do stuff on a live stream or something like that. I don't know. I got 8 CDs to give away, so I'm probably going to give them away in all different ways. But definitely make sure you text me. Hit that subscribe button, and if you want to check out my music, it means a ton to me. I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless. My name's Jacob Restituto, and peace out.